Hello everybody and welcome back to Robert's Reviews. Today is the first week of October, and I decided the first 2 weeks of October I'm going to do horror movies, Halloween-ish kind of things. I guess I'm going to take it retro. I'm going to do some old ones. Basically, all the ones that have started franchises, and then based on the popularity of each of the franchise videos that I put out, next year I will do one of the franchises. Then the next year, whichever one's most popular, do the next franchise. I think that's how I'm going to do it, because I think it's the most fair. But I had to watch this movie because I wanted to make sure I was caught up for the new Halloween movie coming out. But I'm going to be doing Halloween, obviously I'm doing it right now. I'm doing the first two in that franchise, because that way I'm caught up for the next part of the trilogy, which is connected to the first. Halloween's stupid, alright? It's really stupid. Anyway, I'll be doing Nightmare on Elm Street. I'll be doing Friday the 13th. Pretty much all of the original ones. I am going to be doing the Human Centipede and the Human Centipede 2 because I want to desensitize myself to some gore. I'm going to be checking out Monster House, I think, because I think it's a really underrated kind of kids horror movie. But today we're going to start it all off with 1978's Halloween. Halloween was released in 1978. It was written by John Carpenter and Deborah Hill and directed by John Carpenter. Now, I want to say, first of all, no spoilers, but I want to say at the start of the video, I kind of think this movie's a little overrated. I really do. I haven't seen this one. I think I've seen it with my dad, like when I was really young, but I haven't seen it in a very long time. And I'm sitting here watching it like, yeah, it's fine, but it's missing some essential moments that I think really define this particular franchise that just kind of miss it for me. First of all, like, I like how we see him as a kid, right? I like how we see Michael as a kid and how he's killing his sister. I'm like, cool. I like that. We're getting a little bit of backstory, which we don't really get for some villains. And obviously we're like, well, we don't relate to that guy at all. And that's pretty cool. I think that having some more characteristics from Michael might be better. Just being like, hey, yeah, he is, maybe he's got this problem, maybe he's got this problem. No, we have no idea what's going on. He's just evil. Which is cool, but also, like, not helpful for me as somebody who likes to watch kind of stories that have deeper meanings to them. Anyway, I think that one big issue that it's really missing is it's just kind of set on Halloween. It doesn't do anything with it, right? It's like, yeah, it's called Halloween because it's set on Halloween, but he's a guy in a mask. Like, it would make sense to just have him, like, mill around other people in masks and commit murder, because that would make more sense than just like, oh, that person's babysitting, gotta get them. There's almost no connection between just like going into that, except for, I think it's like Halloween 2, they do this thing with like their siblings or whatever. They didn't do that in this film, so it is not canon. They're also considering anything that's not the first Halloween, the 2018 Halloween, and the next few movies, they're not considered canon to this universe. So, there's no reason for Michael to be going to kill, what's her name, Laurie. There's no reason. There really isn't a reason. Or at least not a good enough reason that I was able to decipher. More importantly, right, is that it's not fun. Right? There's no part of this movie where I'm like, oh, this is like really cool. I'm just kind of like, oh, I see what they're doing there. It just kind of feels lackluster. There's not a whole lot of murder, which is fine. It's 1978. I don't expect it. There's no real special effects. It's 1978. I don't really expect it. Although they did have like some really stupid effects. Like when they shoot Michael at one point, he just like, and I was just like, you could have done anything else and would have looked cooler. But I'm not here to discredit the movie entirely because I do think it's a classic, and it did start a very successful horror movie franchise. And I like the character of Michael. I think it's cool that we don't really relate to him. I think it's interesting that we were able to make a franchise of somebody who is just kind of labeled evil. But it worked. And I did have, a certain level of entertainment in it, especially towards the end. I'm like, okay, cool. I like how Laurie's scared. Like, that was really cool because I like Laurie's character a whole lot. I really do. I like all the characters in there, but there's just not enough for me, right? It's Laurie, everybody else, and Michael. Like, there's no, like, oh, it's Laurie and, Karen, say, from 2018, who I really like. They just kind of mold some characters around, made it very generic, which I think for 1978 is probably the usual thing to do, is to really just focus on two main characters, which is fine, but it doesn't give it a whole lot of depth. But overall, I think it's a fun movie. I do. I think it's fine. I think it's, it's okay. I don't love it, but it's definitely a movie that I can see watching with friends and, of course, going back and checking it out. I just think it's just kind of fun. And so for me, I'm going to go ahead and give Halloween 1978 an A-. Have you seen Halloween 1978? Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of the film. If you haven't seen it yet, why not? Are you planning on watching the new Halloween Kills movie? Let me know in the comments below. I love talking to you guys, so definitely consider doing that. Please consider subscribing, because once we get to 200, I'm going to be doing a live stream for 8 hours straight. It's going to be a whole lot of fun, so please consider doing that. And as always, keep watching movies and television, stay educated, and I'll see you guys in the next video.